Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. Today, we're going to be fixing something. One of the problems with putting a V8 engine, which we've already test fitted the engine in there, we got the engine where it fits. But one of the problems we had was where to put the radiator. And I've seen some botched up jobs on the internet. And I went to some car shows and seen some botched up jobs on how they mounted radiators. On today's episode of Fixing Things, we're going to attempt to do something non-redneck, but a redneck doing it. On this episode of Fixing Things, how to properly put in a radiator in a Pinto or a Mustang 2 or whatever you're working on when you're dropping a V8 in these things. Oh my gosh. On this episode of Fixing Things. All right, so here's the original radiator. This is actually it's a new radiator. But it's for the 4-cylinder, and it's only a 2-core. We're going to put probably a 3 or a 4-core radiator in here. And so how it mounted on the inside here, which most cars do. They mount on the inside. The problem is the water pump, when the 302 is in here, is all the way up against the face of the radiator. So we need to mount the radiator back in here somewhere, but do it in a way that it looks good and it does. Okay, I'll show you. This is the core support, radiator core support, but it does more than that for the car. It actually is a lateral rigid point that keeps the car from racking as it's going. It's a rigid point of the vehicle. On these unibody cars, all this is part of the structure, and even this core support locks it all in. So what you don't want to do is just cut this stuff willy-nilly just so you can fit the radiator in. What you want to do is keep it so it still works. We may have to remove some of this. And what I would really like to be able to use is the latch mechanism. If not, then we'll go to a post mount and do it that way. Just drill some holes in it and where the bushings are thingies, put some things in there, some studs. I'm not opposed to doing that, but I would like to keep it kind of stock looking. It's not going to look stock. You're going to see this thing coming. You can hear this thing coming. It's going to have that big old blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just like my motorcycles. They got to have that sound too. My Sportster over there has got a big tall cam in it. Oh, it's nasty. Oh, my 65 Mustang that I had a big tall cam in it. It was nasty. 500, 750 horsepower screaming down the road. Even with big old Mickey Thompson 33-inch tall tires, it'll burn them right off the car. Nasty. This car is going to be nasty too. And that's why we're going to be making some heat, and we got to put a bigger radiator in it. Now we're going to keep the stock size radiator, one just made for all the way up to a 351 Cleveland. And this is a good radiator. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not scarred. It's a remanufactured. We put it in when we got the car back on the road back in the day. It always had antifreeze in it, so it's a good radiator. We just got to figure out a way to get that thing in here and make it look good. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll take off all this stuff right here, and see how much room we actually have. What do we have to cut to get that radiator in here? What do we have to mount on it to get that radiator in? And with that, can I save the latching mechanism. Because I don't know, it doesn't bother me if the radiator sits lower or not. I just want it to work. So if I can get it below and the radiator fill cap, I don't know, I might not be able to work. Let's see what we can do. Let's take all this stuff off and see what we got. You know what I really like about this? This is like this car. This is plush. Even back in 1970, 73, 74, you pop the hood from underneath the dash. This thing was nice. I like to keep it nice. Let's see what we can do. I mean, it's got the hood proper upper thingy. I want to keep all this. I mean, this thing is in pristine condition. It's got electric tape holding the lens on. Let's go ahead and take the sockets out, the light bulb ish. Use my clients. Get this out of the way. I'm not going to dismantle it or anything. I'm going to leave it off to the side for now. So on your cars, you have VIN numbers. They're on the door set. They're on the door, right? They're here. Sometimes they're stamped up here. And on your 70s Fords, on your radiator core support, you have one right there. All right, so let's see what we got. Originally, this radiator fit right here. And you see that's all the way up in here, and the water pump was actually hitting the radiator. So using these same mounting points, we want to install this radiator, the same radiator, even though we're going to buy a 4-core one. So we want to be able to put another original radiator back in it. And it's hitting the bottom cross member of the core support. It's got to actually drop down at least 3 inches, I believe. Two and a half inches. We got to get at least 2.5 to 3 inches of drop out of this thing. So what I'm thinning is, right now it's hitting on the back side of this, and you can see there's a line where the grill rubs. Let's go here. Now this is not my cut point, I'm just marking where the grill sits. I want the grill to sit in the factory location, if possible. If I have to move the grill forward, that's not a big deal. Right down in the bottom, you see the filler neck, the bottom radiator hose, and my hydraulic lines are going to be inside that radiator core support. I can lower it down below that, and that probably would not be an issue. We're going to be making a custom bumper because this bumper weighs a lot, so I'm not worried about that. Plus it has all that tape on it. I had to grind all that tape off it. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. I think we can mount this underneath the core support, lowering the radiator a little lower than what it was before. There's plenty of room to get the neck above. You want this over top of the motor. This is your highest point. The motor sits in there fairly low, so I don't think, and the hose comes up and goes over and gets into this. That is not going to be a problem. On the V8 motor, the hose comes over here. On the 4-cylinder motor, the hose comes over here. That may be an issue when I order it. If I order it for the Mustang 2 with the V8, it may come over here. Regardless, we're going to try to get the hose to come out right here somewhere. Let's take a look at that and see where the actual location is. And that's about where it's at. So to get it to go past that, I'm going to have to cut this bracket. So that is all it really holds up, is that support for the grill piece and this piece of plastic that covers over the hole in the bumper. So let's take it, I'm going to get a square this thing off, leaving some of this there. Need a straight edge, don't I? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from the center of this bolt and the center of that bolt and make a mark right there. And then come over to that mark. I think I need to get a Sharpie that actually has some ink in it. Man, now I gotta cut my finger. Oh, that's bad measurements. So I think we'll take a grinder and we'll cut that out. Still gonna leave me, that piece goes in there quite a ways. Still gonna leave me some, I can make some brackets to hook to that piece of metal that's here. But it's gonna give me room to get the radiator down. I love the smell of burnt plastic in the morning. Plastic can eat up a brand new blade. Decided to sacrifice that blade just to get the plastic off. Now we'll just put a new blade on it and cut it. It's not a brand new blade, but it's a newer one. I got plenty more. Ho ho ho! By George, I think we got something going here. So we're definitely going to have to notch the bottom thing there. Oh no, maybe it's just hitting the plastic piece. There's a little fairing underneath there, plastic fairing. Maybe I'll take that off and Maybe all we gotta do is make some ears that come out to bolt this on. Man, that would be awesome. So as it is, the radiator bottom hose is right in this area right here. So this right here, all it does is deflect the wind so it goes up and goes in the radiator. Well, now it's going to be behind the radiator, so we need to make one that's in front of it. So this has no purpose on the car anymore. So the ground air would be going, this is like a spoiler on a car. I don't know what it may be called, a spoiler, I don't know. Let's cut these wires off. You can see I probably worked on this before. This is like an electrical tie wire. Baling wire, electrical tie wire, redneck ingenuity at its finest. And we won't need that no more. Put it over next to the trash can. Now we're gonna make a spoiler on this thing. Spoiler alert, we're gonna build a spoiler for this thing, but not on this one. And it'll probably come down off of this lower radiator support mount and come out here and come close to the ground, and it's gonna scoop all the air up into our new radiator. All right, so maybe we'll slide the radiator up in here and see how it looks. Perfectamente. So the radiator doesn't hang down below the cross member, so that's good. And it comes right up here close to this, that's good. And it comes close to that one up there, that's good. Now we just got to build something to hold the radiator. So what I'm thinking is we'll put a piece of angle here. It's like a C channel made out of super strut, and we'll tack weld it right to this, use these same bolts and transfer them over to the C channel on this side where we can bolt the radiator to it. Then we'll make it rigid so it's not flopping. We don't want no floppage. All right, so we're gonna mount that piece of super strut. I got it right over there. And we need one approximately, I say 14 inches for both sides. Let's get that thing cut. All right, here's my piece of super strut. It's like a stud, except they're heavier duty. We're gonna cut two of these at 14 inches. 14 and 28-ish. Minus the blade width. All right, I barely got these things hanging in there. Just kind of barely got them in there. And let's see if we can't slide this piece up in there. So I went ahead and notched the bottom of this so to go around that rubber piece. There'd be plenty of welding material along this edge. If you look down here at the bottom, you can see it actually makes it fit better. But we still got plenty of longitude right here. So we'll bolt this one on now, and then we'll see if we check the radiator, see if it fits. All right, so it's all clamped in now. And let's see here. Man, it's not fitting. Half inch at the bottom water neck. But I bet you if we come down through the bottom, it'll slide right up. Ho, ho, ho. Perfectamente. I think we got it. So we'll put some self-tapping screws in, and that way we'll that'll mark the top, and then I can get a Sharpie. I can't get a Sharpie and I can't drill it from here, so I'm going to have to take these off, pre-drill the holes. Once I get the top holes in, the easy ones will be doing it. Then I can weld this bracket in place once I get the holes. Then I can use the old nuts to slide right back on place where it used to factory was before. And we about got this. This, and it looks good. It's going to be strong. We'll probably take a little piece of super strut, take it over to here, and weld it up tight. Maybe this thing will still work. I don't know. We have to bend it around a little bit. All right, let me get. I'm running my lips too much. Let's get some zip screws. And I'm here working on my Pinto right now, and you know something? All I know is there's some good people out in the world. Yep, ones that will say, "Hey, I think we could use Pastor Bill." Those guys were Flashark. Those guys seen my channel and said, "Hey, I bet that he would be a good guy to send some parts to demo for our sponsorship, our collaboration, our way of doing things." Them guys, they seen that the Pinto project could use some coilover shocks. That's right. But see, now mine is fabricated. You know, when you're out there and you're working on your Challenger or your Honda and all your other cars, even 4x4 trucks and everything else, hey, these guys got suspension parts that will fit your stuff. Bolt-on application. Mine had to be fabricated. I'm talking about bolt-on. You can lower your car so sometimes even 4 inches, and that way you can get that thing squatting down to the ground. That's what I'm talking about. Flashark. Matter of fact, Flashark gave me a promo code of FIX15. So if you put that promo code in when you log on, and there'll be in my description, there'll be a link for you to just go right to their website. And you'll get 15% off on all your Flashark needs. They got everything. They got exhaust systems. They got turbo applications. They got exhaust cutouts. So you can just go down the road and hit it and open your exhaust up. Bladder, 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 bladder. Boo-doo-doo, blah-doo, boo-doo-doo, blah-doo. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Blah, 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 blah. They got it. They got it. Let's say you're building yourself a autocross car like the Pinto. They got what you need. Let's say you're building yourself just to cruise around town and to do some low riding and stuff. they got what you need. Let's say you want to go to the drag strip and do some burnouts course and whatever. They got what you need. Listen, head on over to Flashark. Get your 15% off. And listen, these guys will take care of you. These guys are good people. And you know me? Hey, I've turned down sponsorships before. These guys are good. They gave me the coilovers for my Pinto, and they worked awesome. These were beautiful, beautiful coilover shocks. God bless you. Let's get back to working on this thing. We got to get this radiator core. Look, oh, I already got it done. You know it's going to work. God bless you. I want to make sure I have room. If anything, I can also notch this from a radiator cap. All right, let's see what we got. It looks like it's holding out. There's some dimples on the metal that's pushing that out. So we're gonna have to mark where that dimple is and put the same dimples in it. Mark that dimple. Same thing on this side. And we gotta mark the holes from underneath. And then we take this piece back off, drill our holes in it. We can actually drill the holes further this way to help alleviate that dimple effect. Or we can just put the dimple in it. As you notice, the original one had setbacks in it right here. And I think that's to help alleviate the L dimplage. But it's fitting, it's looking good. I think we'll notch that right there. So as it is now, we are just slightly, we're about a couple inches lower than normal. But I think we're looking good. Let's raise the car up and see what effect it has on the bottom end. All right, so the car's raised up, and you can see the dimples are holding the radiator from coming back. We don't want the new radiator may not have those dimples. But I mean, it's fitting good. Now let's look at the height going down through there. May have to raise the radiator up a little bit. Oh, no, we're good. So if I'm getting level with the car, the two lowest part is the hoop and the drag link and the cross member. And we're way up above that. So we're looking good there. We got plenty of room to mount the transmission lines. We may even go up another inch. I think that's what we'll do. We'll go up maybe a half inch. I don't know, maybe we'll just leave it like that. It gives me plenty of room to hook it on. And it's, I mean, just with the two tap cons in it, but the two zip screws, it's very, very snug. Yeah, we'll probably go up. We'll go up 1 inch so that we can get the hole onto the metal. All right, let's do that. 1 inch. 1 inch will get me. All right, so I dropped the radiator back down. I put some marks. I'm gonna raise it up to this point, bring this hole 1 inch up, and then we'll take this piece out, mount it on the thing, and then drill my holes out here. But I want to go ahead and cut this now. Put my protection gloves on. I think what we'll do is we'll cut it lower, roll that lip over, Now we can take our clamps off, drop this whole thing out, drill our holes in it, clamp together, put it back up, and start welding the sides. All right, I got it. I got it. It's not welded in there, but I got it clamped in there right now, and it looks good. I think that's exactly where I wanted to get it. I'm pretty sure I can get a radiator cap on there. I'm not so sure about this thing. Let's see, though. I mean, let's see. Let's get this thing welded. So it looks pretty good. So I think all we got to do is put some good tacks on both sides here. And I think it looks pretty good. We can get to all the hoses and everything underneath there. It's got plenty of room. Plenty of room. Even still got the factory thing. So we used to be sitting out here. Now we're almost 6 inches further back, so I'm fairly sure that we're going to be okay. We're going to be running electric fans, and the electric fans shouldn't pass no more than here. So we're going to be with probably 2 inches away from the water pump. And I think they make one series water pump has got a long shaft, one series water pump's got a short shaft. I'll do some research on that. If I do that, I have to get different pulleys also, which is going to be probably okay because we have to relocate the alternator to this side. I got to check about the hoses because the hoses on the other radiator is on this side, I believe. I'll check. It used to come off of the spout and go straight in. All right, matter of fact, I got that hose over there at the brown log. Matter of fact, I got the radiator out of the brown log. I know the radiator and that thing, man, I'm getting rough with it. Let's get this thing welded up. That does look pretty good. That looks almost factory. Oh, my hair. I look like one of those special birds. They got the hairs and the feathers. They, ooh, ooh, ooh. Looking good. Oh, see. That looks good. That motor will just drop right down in here now, and pulleys are not going to hit that fan. That looks good. That is one of the best ones I've seen so far. I like it. I like what I see. I need to put that little piece of floppy thing right in here. Well, I don't even know what happened to it. It's gone now. This is it right here. Now it's down there. You know, I might not even need that. I'll put it in anyways. Since this is a core support, radiator core. I still might not have enough. I still might have to get these. I could probably bend that piece up straight is what I could do. Probably wait till the other radiator gets here in case it's taller. But I know it's going to bolt in because those are the original holes. That's what I'm talking about. That looks good. You know what we need to do? We need to check and the grill and see about the hood latcher downer stopper thingy. See if we can get something going there. All right, I went ahead and took off the piece that goes down over the radiator. And then I looked at seeing if this thing would fit. And I don't know. I would have to maybe, I don't know. Because this bolt here would definitely be inside the radiator. I would have to cut out all this around the it's not gonna fit. All right, so the radiator is a success, big success. The grill fits perfectly. I just got to put a little spot weld, a little metal tab right here. Success. I fitted it. So all the grill has hold-ons by little tabs, even down here. So all I got to do is I just got to put a little tab up here and put a little zip screw in it. Easy cheesy. But big success. This thing looks good. It does. It looks factory. That's better than Redneck Factory right there. But this mechanism probably is not going to work. We're going to have to wait till the new radiator gets here. Wait till the new radiator gets here. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Man, if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for my Lord Jesus Christ, man, I wouldn't get nothing done because I'd be a frustrated mess. He just helps me through everything. Calms the storms down. Makes me think okay, because I don't think all too great. I think all right. But I know one thing. That radiator support is awesome. And that's the way it should be done. I've seen a lot of sketchy stuff out there. Radiators hanging off. Hey, maybe you, sleeper dude, I've seen how your Pinto's radiator's hanging in there. Man, that's pretty sketchy stuff. Maybe you should do it like mine right here. Or I don't know. Maybe you already got it fixed. I don't know. Hey, God bless each and every one of you. Remember, what am I doing next week? God bless you. I'll see you on the next Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. Great time of day. I know one thing. That radiator looks good. That thing is awesome looking.